What I talk about in acceptance is that acceptance is not approval. A lot of times people refuse to accept something because they think that that means I approve of the thing. And it doesn't mean that. Acceptance and approval are not the same thing. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite topics ever, self-love. That's pretty much what I built my whole brand off of. Self-love has really changed my life. It's a buzzword now. When I started on my healing journey, you didn't really hear of it that much, but now it's popularized, so you do hear self-love everywhere. So hearing self-love a lot more, good. I agree. You should love yourself. I want you to. But sometimes when a term gets popularized, it loses its meaning or it becomes unclear. If brands are out there using self-love in their messaging and they're selling bubble baths and face masks, and makeup brands are selling self-love in lipsticks, and so it can feel like, okay, well, I'm getting all these messages about self-love. What is it? What is it? And how do I achieve it? How do I actually implement loving myself more in my life? So I'm going to give you one word that's going to change what self-love looks like in your life. And that word is self-acceptance. From now on, I want you to think of, instead of self-love, I want you to think of self-acceptance. Self-love is what we want, and the vehicle to get there is self-acceptance. And so the way that it looks like is this. I also talked about this in my meditation mixtape that I recorded years ago, and it's on all streaming platforms, and there's a track on there called Acceptance. And what I talk about in acceptance is that acceptance is not approval. A lot of times people refuse to accept something because they think that that means I approve of the thing. And it doesn't mean that. Acceptance and approval are not the same thing. Approval is a value judgment. That means approval is like a moral judgment. You are determining whether a thing is right or wrong or good or bad. He shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I should have known better. I should be eating this. I should be blah, right? All of those are value judgments. You're placing a judgment on it, right? You're ranking it, whether it is something that is good or bad, right? Now, acceptance is just saying, this is what it is right now. It's just accepting that this is how I'm showing up in the world right now. These are the circumstances that I am living in right now, and not rejecting it, feeling the need to shift it or change it. Now, that doesn't mean that you just sit there and go like,
well, I guess I accept everything. No need to do anything. I'm going to kick back my feet.
No, it doesn't mean that. Acceptance, I feel that, for me at least, I can speak for myself, is that I rejected acceptance for a long time because I thought it would make me complacent. And so if I accepted myself exactly how I am, what would give me the drive to keep going? You know, what would give me the drive to strive for things? I would just sit here and chill because like everything's cool. And it's actually in the reverse, accepting a situation, accepting yourself as you are, exactly as you are right now, not later when you get the job, when you get the guy, girl, when you get the thing, the money. Now, accepting yourself exactly as you are right now actually makes you more driven because it makes you more focused and it allows you to move closer to your goals. If you were trying to climb a mountain right now and you had a partner with you that was going,
5 steps. That's all you took, period. You need to move faster. Like, what? Why are you moving on that rock? That's the wrong rock. What are you doing? Wow, look down. It's a long way. You better not fall.
Oh no, I hope I don't fall.
like, would you be better at climbing the mountain? Or would you potentially maybe make more mistakes because you really can't think clearly, and then you're having someone that's making you doubt your every move? It's the same thing with our inner voice. It's the same thing with how we treat ourselves. Versus if I was trying to climb a mountain and I had a partner who was like,
okay, all right, yes, all right, good step. All right, cool. How about that one over there? Good, nice. Wow, you came a long way. You came a long way on this mountain.
which scenario do you feel like would get me to the top of that mountain, right? With the least harm. Okay, probably not the version that is judging and critiquing you at every step. And so when it comes to self-love, I think that a real active way to think about it is that the verb is self-acceptance. It is accepting everything it is accepting the totality of who you are, your decisions, your choices, your mistakes, everything that has brought you to this exact moment that you're in right now. Not saying that you think, oh, these things are great. It doesn't matter. That's really not the point. The point is that you are accepting this is where you are, because you are trusting that there is, this is my spiritual take on it. You know, everything that I do has a spiritual slant on it. It's just who I am and how I was made. But for me, when I accept the totality of who I am, I'm trusting also that there's something larger than myself. There's something more divine at play here that has contributed to me being here. That I'm not a mistake, that I'm not just a fuck up, that I'm not just, oh, I just can't get it right. I just know that all of the choices that I made and all of those mistakes, quote unquote, along the way have all contributed to where I am, and that's a good thing. And from that place, you can change. You can't transform anything out of hate, out of rejection, out of fear. You can only transform through love. So really accepting yourself is loving yourself. It's saying, hey, you know what? I definitely should have left that relationship earlier, but that's okay. I stayed, and I'm going to choose to look at why I stayed as a part of a larger lesson. Maybe I'm not ready to investigate that lesson right now, but I'm not going to judge myself for it. Okay, maybe I fell off on my exercise regimen. Noted. I'm not going to judge myself for it right now. I can maybe investigate that further. Or maybe I can just add one more day of working out a week in my schedule. But maybe I needed that rest also. So it's a kinder, gentler approach, and I do think we could all benefit from more compassion and kindness starting with ourselves. And so I hope that this helps you. I hope you learned something, and yes, I never know how to end videos. So anyway, that's all I have to say for now. I will see you next time.